Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. All right, let's go ahead and start with an oracle card to see what the overall energy of your reading is. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. What message do you have for this beautiful being? Door to Spirit. The door is open for you to experience miracles. You have a very strong connection to the ethers. It's something that you were born with. I'm going to read this. It's a new deck, so I want to see what is in the book regarding this card. Alright, this is about spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. I like that card. Look, that's pretty. This door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential. For the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and a deepening connection with the spirit world. Don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming more intuitive, more aware of Spirit's presence, or more powerful in your own healing practices. Now is the time to open up to the unexpected guidance and inspiration of Spirit and to the magic and power of your true identity. Ashe. So they mentioned earthly like situations and environments. You could take that as like problems, you know. What Divine is saying is to beware of the energy that you surround yourself with. Okay? Because whenever you are leveling up in your spiritual gifts, there's always somebody or something around that wants to present itself as a problem. Also, with the energy of new beginnings, you are on the precipice of entering a new realm. It's like you're being pushed into a new realm where you can experience more healing, more power, more magic. And whenever we're experiencing that, when we're on the verge of a change like that, there are always distractions. But Divine says that those problems aren't really problems. The things that present themselves as distractions, they're not really problems. They're just small tests. Okay, so focus on you. Keep your focus on yourself at this time and maintaining a high vibration, because that's going to make sure that you enter into this new realm, this new beginning successfully. Okay? Alright, what we gonna do next? What we gonna do next? Okay, let me do these. Thank you, Spirit. What's going on with this beautiful being? What do you want them to know? What's relevant in their world at this time? Grief. There might be something that you are grieving at this time. It feels like a loss of something. It feels like a big change. Something that is ending. Divine is reminding you that when something ends, something else begins. Even if it's a person that you have had to let go of, whether it's because they have had a physical transition, or perhaps there is an ending to a relationship, or perhaps you have changed work locations and so you're going to be around completely different people and you're grieving what you're leaving behind. Divine says it's a time of expansion. It's a time of freedom. Even for someone when they physically transition, they're now free as they've crossed over. You are free as you are walking into a new life, a change. 4:44 on the timer. You're protected. You're protected, beautiful being. Otherworldly, what this is giving is, this is your ancestors letting you know that they have crossed over successfully and they watch over you. They are in another realm, but they are still always with you. Melting. Old habits, old ways are melting. That's a part of the grieving process where the old is melting and the new is being resurrected. It's being constructed. Okay? The hunter, you're moving forward with your new future, with your new ways. And there's a lot that's behind you in order to give you the courage to move forward with what you're motivated to build and to create. Yeah. It almost looks like a tree that's going down into this this wolf. And so you have the energy of the earth within you. You're grounded. You have the energy of your past as far as the lessons that you've learned, the experience that you've gained. All of that is with you. It's a part of you now as you move forward with your missions that await you in order to create the life that you desire. Oh, and you also have Ascension at the bottom of the deck. So that goes back to that Door to Spirit card. You are truly ascending, and you're changing timelines. You're changing timelines because you have done the work that was necessary to do in order to grow and learn and love yourself on a deeper level, and to accept this present moment, no matter what it feels like you're having to let go of. You realize that it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay, Divine, thank you for those messages. Please give some tarot cards regarding what this beautiful being is currently experiencing, or any conflict that they're experiencing. And one more, Spirit. Okay. Okay, in the last reading, King of Wands came out. Now Queen of Wands came out. Alright, so you got the Four of Swords, Eight of Wands, Justice, the Magician, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. There's something that you have visualized that you want to manifest, and you're going to manifest it. It's a sure thing. This Four of Swords is like the time that you've allowed yourself to experience regarding your healing, and the time that you've taken to visualize what you want to create. You've been thinking about what you want your life to look like. This could be your work life, your creative life, what you do to create. This could be your love life, your home life. But you have thought about what you want to create, and there is so much excitement and energy around these thoughts that you've had. What you've been doing is constructing things in the ethers, and so that makes it really possible for you to then create it here in the 3D, allowing it to manifest fully here in the physical realm. There's a lot of excitement around your desires. A lot. With this Justice card, Divine says that you deserve the manifestations that you desire. You are deemed worthy of manifesting everything that you have desired to manifest. And I know this because the door to Spirit is open. You have been ascending. So you are aligned divinely. So that means that your manifestations are coming true. Your manifestations are worthy. Also, you've done the necessary work to bring your life into balance, so that you are not surrounded by toxic energies and entities. There are certain things and people or situations that you used to be surrounded by that were hindering your power to manifest your dreams and goals. I mentioned some of you leaving a work environment. You may have left that work environment because you weren't able to have a clear mind in order to manifest and do what you needed to do in order to complete your tasks or your mission, whatever it is with your work. Now, you may have been grieving a bit because it was the place that you knew, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe there were a couple of people there or a person there that was very dear to you, but you decided to let go in order to move forward so that you can have more power to create and manifest the things that are truly meant for you. Same thing with relationships. Some of you have left a toxic relationship that did not allow you to focus on your self-love. You didn't feel honored and adored in that connection. It felt more like an attachment than a connection. And so you stepped into that Amit energy and you cut out 1111, Ashe. The miraculous power that you welcomed into your world by cutting out the unnecessary toxicity is miraculous. It's like you literally opened a door to spirit. Because when there's all that toxic energy and toxic people and toxic chit chat and chatter and all that that's clogging your space, the door to spirit is closed. And so you may have some grief about the things that you left in the past, that you left behind you. But trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it because you brought balance into your world. By the way, that's the Justice card. So I know it looks really different in this deck, but all right, you've also got, oh, there are two here. I didn't realize that the Two of Swords was underneath the Magician. That's really deep because there may be some things that you've doubted about your power to manifest that were impacting your willingness to create, your willingness to believe in your power to create the life that you want, to do the things that you want to do. There's some doubt there. Look, with Two of Swords. Divine says, take that blindfold off. Because as soon as you do, you have clear vision. There's just an illusion that was making you think that you weren't seeing clearly, but you have access to clear vision. There may have been some thoughts that you had that were kind of bouncing around in your head, making you wonder, should I go for this? Is this right for me? Divine says you don't need to doubt yourself, okay? You do not need to doubt yourself at all. The clarity that you seek is there. It's just a matter of reminding yourself that you are on the right path and believing that, trusting that. And I feel like one of the things that was making you doubt yourself was that grief, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Also, I see you as the hunter going for your goals and your dreams, but sometimes I see the hunter as someone who is trying to impact you on your path in a negative way, where they're going after you and wanting to separate you from your destiny. But no one can do that. No one can do that. I see that also by the melting card. So those interferences, by cutting them out, by releasing what doesn't serve you, you have caused there to be sort of a melting of your enemies. 1414 on the timer. You're protected in your new beginnings. And your self-love is also protected. When you cut toxic energies out of your life, that is one of the most wonderful things that you can do in order to show your self-love. It's tough because we have attachments to these things. It's not like they don't mean anything to us, even if it's just that we're used to them. Humans like comfort, but you're being asked to step into that hunter energy where you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and you're willing to, even though you might have some doubt, you're moving past it and you're wielding your power to create what you desire. This is a very successful path for you. It will take some time, but you're dedicated. With the Knight of Pentacles here, you are dedicated to create and to manifest everything that's meant for you. Divine says have patience, consistency, and dedication, and it will happen. It will happen. With the Two of Pentacles here, Divine is saying to allow yourself to rest, but to not allow this Two of Swords energy to put you in a state of limbo where you're like spending a lot of time trying to decide which way you're going to go. Divine says you already know what to do. You instinctively know what to do. So just go with what feels right in your gut. Sometimes you'll make a decision in a split second because you'll just know. You know, when you get rid of toxic energies, it allows you, it like quiets your mind because you don't have as much chatter and background noise clogging your intuition. So when you leave those toxic situations, 1616 on the timer, you are better able to recognize your intuition. You get better at listening to yourself when you don't have all this in the background, toxic and, you know, all that, all the extra in the background. So because you have done that work, you're going to notice that you won't be in this state as much as you had been before, where you're like, what do I do? Having hesitation when you need to make a decision. But even when your intuition is clear, there are some choices that you'll make and it's just like that. And sometimes there will be a choice that you make where you need to take some time, consult with the ancestors, ask them what to do. You might pull some cards. Okay, so some things you just know right away. Other things you need to allow some time and space in order to allow that energy to flow in so that you are really assured of your choice. And you're moving forward. I see this as like kind of like the hunter. I mean, it's kind of the same vibe, you know? Look at how she's walking. She's assured. She knows that she's got her black cat. She's got her magic. So she's definitely able to manifest. And she has power, you know? Also, you look very good doing what you do. You're very attractive. Somebody needs to hear that. I don't know who, but somebody needs to hear that you look good. And there's nothing that you should be ashamed of about yourself or about your appearance, because you're really beautiful. You're very attractive. You're gorgeous. And that may be something that has actually caused you some grief in the past, because a lot of times when you look good, it attracts this hunter energy where sometimes people want to just hunt you down. And it might not be that they want to hunt you down in order to hurt you. Not everyone is, you know, sick or unbalanced, but sometimes it's just that they want a piece of you. And so they seek your energy because they're so very attracted to you. But Divine says that sometimes that desire from other people, it can be a distraction. I mean, if it's worth it to you, if it's somebody that you want to invest your time in, absolutely go for it. That's a power. Magnetism, attraction, sure. But when it's coming from a lot of people, sometimes you have to really protect your energy, because it requires too much filtering out. Like if people are clawing at you, you might have to protect yourself a bit more in order to, because that's what's coming through with some of the things that you are manifesting. You're going to receive a lot of attention because you look good and you do great work. And yeah, so you might need to take more measures to protect your energy so that you're preserving yourself. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple cards from this. Oh, I just saw healing. You might be a healer. You might be doing healing work. Even if it's not within the spiritual community, whatever you do, whether you're a teacher or a rescue worker, or you might even be in the military, you might, whatever it is that you do, you bring healing energy to your environment. Yeah, because you're kind. You're a good leader. Whatever leadership position you're in, you're an excellent leader. Okay, yeah, so it came out. Healing. You're definitely a healer. This is confirmation. You also are very independent. Divine says that's an excellent attribute because you'll never not get stuff done because you're waiting for somebody else to do it. However, Divine is saying to use the power of delegation. There are resources and there are people around you that you can utilize so that you don't have to do everything yourself. Sometimes this comes from a lack of trust as well, which I know we all have a whole lot of reasons as to why we shouldn't trust people, but in order to not be overwhelmed and also in order to manifest high vibe, positive connections and to learn, sometimes you might have to work with someone who is not that high vibe, but in learning how to deal with them successfully and all their BS or whatever, we end up growing from that. You know, so sometimes it is in the cards to have to deal with someone who is not the nicest or the most easygoing or the most humble or whatever, but we do end up learning from that a great deal, okay? So Divine is saying not to fear situations where, like, if there's somebody you have to get something done with, or if you need to delegate something, but it's that one person that you just, you know, Divine says try it. Because you give off these hunter vibes anyway, so I really don't feel like in many of these situations people are going to come with toxic energy. You have ascended, so your whole vibe radiates this energy of not today. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this leads to a lot of success in your work. Oh, remember we were talking about intuition? So your intuition is lit. You have a very deep understanding of self and of spirit. Embrace that. Because it's beautiful. Okay? You got pictures here too. You might be taking some pictures of something. You might get inspiration from visuals. There might be something that you want to create or manifest. You can look at images to give you an idea. 2222, that might bring some balance. That might help you make some decisions. If you're having trouble choosing something, you might want to look at some visuals that inspire you to help you get an image in your mind of what you want to create or how it's going to look. You're already good with your imagination because you've got 4 of Swords, so that might give some inspiration. Somebody might be confrontational that you're dealing with, okay? But Divine says that you have this goddess, God energy, whichever one you identify with more, God, goddess, or maybe both, where you have the power to assert yourself and also to remain in a state of peace and wisdom where you're not shaken. There might be something that you will need to surrender to. Divine is saying surrender in order to attract your soul tribe. You may have been in this state of mind where you're like, I'm done with people. I've done enough with people. And now I'm just going to do everything on my own. You know? And it's easy to get into that state. I have always been independent ever since I was a child. I have always wanted to do things on my own. But a part of the beauty of the spiritual path is doing things that feel uncomfortable. Doing things that feel like a challenge or that may be new and different. And that is how we continue to ascend. And I know that's your path because you got the card, okay? And you also got Door to Spirit. So this is about attracting your soul tribe. Whether this is a group of people or a divine counterpart, a divine lover, or someone who just gives you good vibes and feels like home, you know? Ashe. A part of that confrontational stuff that you may have been encountering is because you've encountered karmic family, okay? People who are here in your life for a season or a reason, okay? But ultimately it is our duty to, when someone is chronically toxic towards us, if they don't stop introducing that energy towards us or in our life by boundaries that we've set, then we have to part ways. So that's a part of building our strength, okay? All right, that was it for the tarot. Divine, please give me a couple cards here to clarify what this beautiful being is experiencing at this time and the guidance that they need for moving forward. Okay, there could be a health concern that someone is experiencing. This may be due to stress. This may be due to confrontational energy that you've experienced. Yeah, you might want to nurture yourself more. Spend more time taking good care of yourself. Make sure that you're keeping up with whatever appointments, whatever medical appointments you might need. That's something that can a lot of times get pushed to the back burner. Knowing that you need to get something checked out or and then not doing it. So just make sure that you're making your health a priority. And the other thing that's coming through is to eliminate as much stress from your life as possible, especially what is coming through from toxic environments or people. Okay, you are coming through as a priest or priestess, whichever one you identify with. You have very strong spiritual energy and gifts. Divine is bringing opportunities to you, opening up doorways and paths, like that door to spirit. That's what that's about, for you to continue to develop your healing gifts. The word medium is coming through. Some of you are really able to easily speak with spirits or communicate with spirits. Energies flow through you from the ethers. This happens very easily. The more you open up to it and accept that this is your gift, the stronger that you will notice your gifts grow. Okay? What else, Divine? What else is coming through for this beautiful being? Travel. Self-love. You might want to get away just to go somewhere for yourself. It might not be far. You know, you might go to a park. You might go to see a waterfall. You might go to hike. But I see you connecting with nature and loving yourself. Allowing yourself to experience something different where you're able to connect with a new environment. Family. You may or may not travel with your family. I feel like family is important to you. There's something that give me more on this, Spirit. And this false card. There's something that was told to you about your spiritual heritage that was false. Someone may have told you that you are false. That is false. Okay? You are the truth. Someone may have said that you don't truly have gifts. Someone may have doubted your gifts. This could have been someone in your family. The karmic family card came through earlier, so there could definitely be someone in your family of blood relation or chosen family, okay, that has said something rude to you about your gifts. Listen, you've got healer for the second time. This is the second card that came out for healer. And starseed. You definitely have healing gifts. But Divine is saying that you have doubted yourself, potentially because of something that someone told you. Yeah, don't buy into that. That's pure BS. Okay, you have gifts. There could be someone who was telling you nasty things about you, or just even like little snide comments. It could have been something that was said very, you know, it may have been said calmly, but it was still said. It may have been like this little snide, rude remark. This was said by someone who is mentally unstable, who likes to bring opposition your way. Karmic. That's the kind of shit they do. Don't listen to them. In fact, they're jealous of your gifts. They're angry because they don't have these gifts. This could be a feminine energy. I didn't say female. I said feminine, okay? Or it could be a female. But I feel like they are very jealous of you and your gifts. That's why they were out here trying to make you think that you're false. You're not. I'll pull a couple from the Divine Masculine deck. Okay, we had intimacy and balance. There's something about the intimacy in your life that Divine is bringing into balance. This is your willingness to connect with another being and to be vulnerable, to let your walls down. Divine is saying that anyone, because they are encouraging you to let your walls down, they will only encourage you to do this with someone who is deserving of entering that space. Divine will never guide you to become intimate with, to let your walls down with, or to become vulnerable with anyone who does not deserve that space in your life. So anyone who is toxic, anyone who is abusive in any way, Divine is not saying to let your walls down with that person or with those people. Okay, this is a very special connection, a very special being that Divine will allow you to have this intimate energy with. Okay, you might be at a crossroads right now, making a decision about something that changes the trajectory of your life. Okay, willpower was in reverse, so you might feel like you don't have the willpower that you need in order to get to the next phase as you are at that crossroads. But Divine says that you do. You do have the power that you need. You have the self-control that you need and the self-mastery. And that's something that embarking on this crossroads is actually going to strengthen for you, is your willpower, your sense of self-mastery. It's when we go through difficult decisions and difficult moves that we learn who we are and we master ourselves. And that's exactly what you're doing. Desire, a strong feeling of secretly wanting and wishing for their feminine. So this may be something that you're experiencing now. You may want to feel vulnerable with someone. You may want to connect with someone, but there may be a feeling of detachment. Okay? You may be feeling detached. You may be feeling sort of disconnected from the intimacy that you truly seek. Okay? Oh, okay, so I was about to ask why, but we've got boundaries and chaos here. So I feel like the reason why you might feel detached is because there has been a lot of chaos that you've experienced. You've been surrounded by a lot of chaotic energy. And so you might be so motivated to create boundaries that you want to protect yourself from the very things that will help heal you and help you to feel surrounded with love. That happens a lot. Yeah. It's easy to do that because you want to shut out the bad because of what you've experienced, but in doing that you end up shutting out the good too. Okay. Give me more on that, Spirit. You will be making gains, increases. So whatever it is that you're doing at this crossroads, you're going to make the right choice and you're going to experience growth. Give me more on this spell work. So one reason why you may have been experiencing a lot of chaos in your world is because there's someone who was doing spell work. This could have been a ritual that was done with a cauldron and magic and all of that, or it could have just simply been with energy. There could have been very chaotic, rude energy that surrounded you. This could have been by family members or within a relationship. So some of that chaos that you've been experiencing, it wasn't even just purely the person it was that you were dealing with. It was intentional energy that they were sending your way. This could have caused some sickness or illness. Okay, because a lot of times when we're stressed out and surrounded by chaos, our physical body lets us know that we need to do something about that. You got Taurus energy here. Okay, what I'm getting from Taurus is that you are entering a new prosperous era of your life where you're putting this karmic energy, this chaotic energy behind you. Okay? It says patient and reliable, warm-hearted and loving. Yeah, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So you have experienced a lot of cold energy in love and in your family life, potentially. But now it's a new era. There's something else for you. Something much better. You are a part of the divine collective. Divine wants you to know that because of that, your experiences that you are manifesting now are very different from your past. You're being crowned with everything that you deserve. And a part of what you deserve is a person or people that you are able to allow into your realm, where you can connect and you can experience joy and comfort. I mean, there's still growth. So sometimes there's like growing pains when we're growing, but it's not going to be this like toxic, chaotic craziness, okay? There's someone in your past who was impersonating. Oh, there is somebody who was doing that. But what just hit me was that that's what someone has been accusing you of, that you are impersonating a healer, or that you think that you have healing gifts. No, you don't think you do. You know you do. Okay? Divine wants you to know that and rest assured that you are a healer. So anybody who is talking to you in a very negative way, you're moving on from that and you're experiencing peace and harmony and a sense of calm. You are healing your wounds, okay? Because you have experienced a lot of chaotic opposition. And what you're going to experience is a lot of contentment in your realm, because you deserve that. You deserve that. I want to take a look at the spell work that was being done in order to help you clear that out in the most effective way. Divine, what spell work was being done against this beautiful being? That was quick. It was false guidance. This was whoever was telling you that you're not a healer. It was whoever was telling you that you're fake or that you're phony and all these hurtful things. They were just saying that because they're envious. So false guidance, okay? Receiving advice or direction that seems right, but ultimately leads to destruction or confusion. Somebody has been in your ear telling you that you are not a divine being and that you don't have gifts. All the while, they just wish that they had what you have. They wish that they could be what you are. That's what they wish. Let's get some more on this beautiful being and what they need to know. Thank you, Divine. Yeah, so, okay. This is Uranus in the 5th house. It's ego fracturing experiences. There's been like some roller coaster energy that you've experienced, okay? And having to deal with those shifts is going to encourage you to become very balanced with your ego, where you are proud of who you are and you're able to manage those shifts and those changes, but you're also not too uncomfortable with dealing with a different situation or exploring something new, exploring something different. And what I'm getting here with that picture is that there's potentially a relationship, some kind of partnership. This could be in business or within romance, and it could also be a family relationship, but it will be something very positive, because Divine is saying that you are being gifted by the universe with someone who you can be vulnerable with. With that intimacy card and the desire card, I do feel like this is more in the romantic connection, okay, in that realm, but it doesn't have to be. But there's someone who you will connect with who kind of, it might be uncomfortable to let down your walls, but this will be a safe space. And so in that way, this change, the changes that you experience because of this beautiful connection, it might feel a little uncomfortable to your ego, because your ego is always trying to protect you, wants to keep you safe, wants to keep you comfortable, and it doesn't want to let you get hurt. But Divine is saying that they wouldn't encourage you to connect with someone who was not truly a positive source of inspiration and love. Okay, this is Mars in the 4th house. Rules the roost. So this is an energy of empathy, being domestic, okay? Fiercely protective. Yeah, like if you're experiencing a connection with someone, you might be very fiercely protective, and it could result from some tension that you've experienced with Mars energy, with tension in the home. So whatever relationships you've had in the past that were very filled with tension, it could cause you to be to have very strong boundaries that perhaps don't allow love in. So Divine is just saying to see if there's something that you can create some space with as far as how you let someone in, as long as they are showing you that they're not here to hurt you. 41:14 on the timer. There may be someone that you're mirroring. You may be experiencing a connection with someone who also has very strong boundaries, very high boundaries, because of experiences that they've had that were painful in the past. So this is something that you'll be able to work through together. It's like Divine, the universe is encouraging you both to let each other in. Yeah. Okay, I feel like that's it for that. I want to pull a couple cards from this cosmic. So, oh, that may pertain to some of you. You may be experiencing an end to a relationship. Is somebody spying on you? Somebody could be trying to get information on you or on someone that you're interested in. They might be looking to see how you're moving on. I was just about to say that, how you're moving on. Someone is very interested in what you got going on. But you're moving on. You're definitely moving on. Yeah. Someone wants to communicate with you, but also you're going to have opportunities in the near future to have positive communication, because that's something that's been lacking from your previous interactions with people. There's been someone or people who have been very rude in how they've spoken to you and how they've addressed you and how they've connected with you, but it felt more like attacking. You're going to have positive communication moving forward because you are cutting toxic ties. So intimacy came out, which doesn't have to be sexual, but it kind of felt like that. And then this is here, sexuality. And then you've got air sign, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is more of a vibe though. It's like freedom. So what's coming through is that there is someone that you are going to have a very strong sexual connection with, where the communication will also be very peaceful and very invigorating. Okay? Yes, peaceful and invigorating. Because you're going to know that you are communicating with someone in a very safe space. So it's going to feel peaceful, it's going to feel safe, but it's also interesting. You're going to have lots of things to share with one another and to discuss. And that's going to be sexy to you. It's going to help you to be excited about being with this person. There's going to be a strong sense of desire. Yeah. Oh, they'll be back. So there's somebody from your past who's trying to make a return. I would be very careful with this, because a lot of times, you know, that energy is just trying to stagnate your future, trying to get in the way of all of the great things that you've got going on. And I can see that you are in a powerful mode of manifestation. Also, 4444 on the timer. Tap into that protective energy, okay? With this Justice card, you have cut out a lot of toxicity Whenever you're moving forward with that door to spirit card, you're moving on to the next phase, there's always somebody who wants to creep back in and convince you to stay stuck. So you just keep moving on with your beautiful future. Water sign. You could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or you could be connecting with a water sign. This is also, it doesn't have to be though. Okay, it doesn't have to be those signs. But even more so, this is about your willingness and your ability to connect in a very positive way with another being or with other beings, your soul tribe. Okay? Connection, feeling, allowing yourself to feel the joy of a beautiful connection, and also to feel the joy of whatever it is that you're manifesting, even if it's something creative or within your work, allowing yourself to feel the pleasure of what you create and what you do and what you say and what you hear. That's one reason why it's so beautiful that you're having more positive communication with more positive beings in your life, because you can allow yourself to feel more. When you've got someone in your ear and they're attacking you and criticizing you, that causes us to shut down our feelings because we don't want to feel that. We don't want to tune into that. But that's not healthy, because then when there is someone who's encouraging you, inspiring you, supporting you, you're shutting that out too. So I feel like that's something that you are moving beyond, is that pain that you have shut out so much that you had to do in order to survive. 4646 on the timer. But now, because your space is more high vibe, there are more high vibe beings around you, you can let in the enjoyment and the pleasure that is there for you. Okay? Oh, shy spirit. Yeah. I don't use this deck a lot, but I should, because it's really good. I love it. I'm going to pull an empath card, and then I'm going to pull a shaman's dream oracle. All right, Spirit, what message do you have for this beautiful being? Choosing experiences wisely. Okay, this is card 17, which is in tarot, the star card. So this is a lot about your healing. First of all, you are a healer. So as you learn more and more how to heal yourself, you are using those experiences and that knowledge to help other people heal, which is such a beautiful process. It's like turning over that information, turning over that wisdom, that goodness, that nectar that you've gotten, and you're feeding it to other people, allowing them to have a sweeter life. Okay? You're choosing your experiences wisely. You're choosing the people in your life more wisely. You're being selective, and you realize now that you deserve to be selective. Maybe in the past you just kind of took whatever was presenting itself to you, and you allowed that, you accepted that into your life because that's what you thought you deserved. But now you're on a different level. You have ascended. Doors are opening for you to realms, all sorts of realms out there in the ethers. You're experiencing all kinds of things on your spiritual path. And so as you expand and your soul grows and glows more, it's like you realize that you can't really interact with the same people in the same way as before. It just doesn't work. The vibe doesn't feel right. And so you're choosing your experiences wisely, realizing that you deserve a whole lot better and a whole lot more than what you previously put up with and previously accepted. Yeah, you're being more selective, more choosy, as you should, because you deserve the very best, beautiful being. You deserve the very best, and you give a whole lot to a whole lot of people. With that water card coming through, I know that you are a giver. You're a nurturer. You're a lover. You're a lover. And so you should be loved deeply, consistently. That's what you deserve, and nothing less. Nothing less. Okay, let's see which of these is coming through for you. Okay, Divine, what message do you have for this beautiful being? Oh, I like this. It's called Lost Compass, Getting Back to Integrity. Because you know what? At one time, your integrity was whole because no one had harmed you or told you that you deserved less than what you deserve. And then, you know, life happens. Traumas happen. And then somehow we start thinking that we don't deserve what we truly deserve. Okay, card 35. That's 3 and 5. That's 8. That's strength. Okay. Getting back to integrity. Finding the way home. Trusting your intuition. When the lost compass appears, it is a sign that you need to find your way back home. See, that's why the crossroads card came through. You're finding your way back home. And your soul knows exactly which way to go. Back to your source and center, relying on your intuition to arrive there. Be wary of the signs telling you to turn here or there, or to avoid this or that person or situation, because the outward indicators are not reliable right now. Be careful not to believe all the advice that you are receiving. See, like that bad advice about you not having gifts or you not being intuitive. Don't listen to that. Rely instead on your innate sense of direction and guidance, and use your homing instinct to lead you true. The lost compass has come to show you that you need to find new counselors. You are not getting the mentoring that you need for your success. Who is that person that you are looking up to as a model for what it means to be a woman or man? Trash that ideal. Tear up the picture you carry in your mind. You are meant to be you, not the best copy of your dearest friend. You don't have to imitate anybody. You are authentic, raw, and real. Make this your mantra. Love me or leave me. The lost compass is a blessing in disguise because you sometimes have to lose your bearings and find yourself afresh to discover a new course. True north never changes. So reset your way to your heart compass and trust your deepest feelings even when others do not support them. Remember that you are not lost. You simply do not know where you are going right now. Lost is a state of mind. Not knowing where you are going is an opportunity to find a way to a new path. I love that. Okay, so that mantra is love me or leave me, baby. Do it right or don't do it at all. Okay? I love that. And I think if we start thinking like that, you know, I think life will get easier. Because I know, like, in my younger years, I wanted everybody to love me. Oh, yeah. I wanted everybody to love me and like me. And then when you want that so badly, when that's your goal, you'll do just about anything to get people to love you or like you. But love is something, true, genuine love is something that's so rare that you can't make somebody love you. I can't make you love me if you don't. I forget who sings that song. I think it's a country artist, but I think it's so beautiful. I love that song. But if you know who sings it, put it in the comments. But yeah, it's like you can't make somebody love you. You can't even make somebody like you. But you can be yourself and say, love me or leave me. I love that. It's so freeing to not care anymore and to just allow the universe to bring whoever loves you towards you, whoever's going to treat you right towards you. And beautiful being, I feel like there's someone who is really, truly, they either love you already or that's the direction they're moving in. Like, as you get to know one another, as you connect with one another, the love will be so powerful and so undeniable. And there will be this true and genuine care for each other. And you deserve that, because you've had a lot of experiences where the love was very conditional. But see, there's somebody that you are attracting who already knows your worth. They will know your worth as soon as they get to know you, as soon as they get to experience your energy. And they're going to appreciate you so much. 55-55, this is a change that brings a lot of positivity into your world. So as soon as they encounter your energy, they're going to know the value of it, because just like you, they've gone through a lot of chaos and toxic situations. So they're going to appreciate you as soon as you guys start connecting. It's going to be worth it. Ashe. Alright, beautiful being, I hope that you enjoyed these messages. I hope that they brought you comfort and clarity and good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. I'm so grateful that you tuned in. Thank you so much. And I love you. I love you. Please take care. And I wish you so much peace, so many blessings, and lots of love. Take care.